Well, hi, Shiv.
Hello, Lee. Nice to see you.
Thank you. You're newly in charge of Aprio's Global Mobility Services. Can you explain some of the key services that entails?
We offer tax return compliance, tax planning, tax equalizations, assisting the employer with all their obligations for individuals that they send overseas on assignments, whether it be short-term, long-term, business travel, or even remote work. I would say we have two facets of the practice. So one is a traditional employer sending their individuals on assignment for a certain duration of time. The employer will cover all those costs. They'll provide housing, relocation, cover the taxes, pretty much everything for the employee. And then we have the second part of the practices, where we deal with high net worth individuals, people who have a lot of money in various places over the world, around the world, with investments, with corporations that they've set up, with partnerships they've set up. So they trigger a lot of international filing obligations with all these investments and companies that they have.
Are you seeing more or less instances of companies sending employees abroad versus hiring locals in market or remote workers?
Employers are really giving employees their right to choose where they want to work. And we've also seen a lot of digital nomads. So employees working in one location for 6 months and then going to a different country for 6 months. With all these individuals going to different locations and working, it's really important that we make sure that the company is compliant with their obligations, with their payroll, with their employment taxes, making sure they're filing their company taxes, as well as the individual. Since they're traveling so much, working in different jurisdictions throughout the year, they're triggering many obligations themselves. So not just in their home state or their home country, it's all over the world now. So we're really making sure that we're diligent with tracking employees where they're working to make sure that both the employer and employee are compliant.
So the tax considerations for those digital nomads, it seems complex and it's very diverse according to where those people are presently living. How do you keep abreast of all of the tax implications in every country around the world?
Before the pandemic, employers weren't doing as good of a job for tracking their employees. But since the pandemic, employees are working everywhere. So now it's the employer's job to make sure that they know where their employees are working. And once they know that where they're working, it's our job to make sure that the employer and the employee is compliant. We can't know every law in every country, right? So each country has its own rules, ramifications, and laws. So we work with local countries to make sure that the individual is working in a foreign country, that they're compliant with those local country laws, making sure that payroll is running properly, taxes are being filed properly, withholding is being done, and bringing them into compliance to make sure that in the event of a payroll audit, that they don't get flagged for anything inappropriate or wrong. So that's something where I think we saved the client, I would say, millions of dollars in penalties down the road, because just a simple non-compliance with payroll could lead to a lot of issues in employment tax and federal tax and state taxes. So we were able to capture that right at the beginning and make sure that the client didn't run into issues down the line.
What would you say as a message to CEOs or CFOs or other like global mobility managers? What messages would you tell them about Aprio and its value for their businesses?
Absolutely. So I think where we separate ourselves is our unmatched client experience that we give to all our clients, all the employers and the employees. A lot of the services that we offer, you could find it at different accounting firms as well, right? We all are competitors to each other, but I think we go way beyond with making sure that the client is fully serviced, not just for what they ask for, what they need for in reality. But we look to holistically look at the client as a whole and make sure that we're resolving all the issues that they have that we've uncovered during our data gathering phase.